Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a review on my Tekno SCT410, and I'm just going to start from the end and say it is a great truck. I love the truck to death. Um, so now back to the beginning. um, I'm going to start with the cons, then the pros, and then I'm just going to kind of go over who the truck's for and what experience level and stuff like that. So, first con, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's $400 as a kit on Tower Hobbies currently. I mean, you can get coupons and stuff to make it a little bit cheaper, but it's still gonna take a decent sized dent out of your wallet. And that's just a kit, so it does not include a body shell. It does not, I'll put this off to the side. So body shell does not come with it. Does not come with tires, does not come with wheels, and does not come with any electronics, and it comes fully unassembled. So, if you're going to buy and build this kit, what I would highly recommend is a set of these MIP tools, if I can hold them steady. They're it's the metric set, so it's the 1.5mm, 2mm, and 2.5mm, and that's all you need to build the kit, apart from some pliers for the turnbuckles, and a 7mm wheel nut wrench for the wheel nuts, of course. And most people will have one of those if you have one of these, because the big end is a 7mm. So that's my first negative. It's expensive, but when you compare it to other things on the market, such as its main competitor, the Losi SCTE 2.0, it's not that bad. The Losi SCTE 2.0 is $470 as a kit, but it does include a clear unpainted body shell and some wheels. So when you factor that into a price, that's roughly $70 worth of extra stuff. So it's about the same price, I would say. Then there's the SC10 4x4, which is, no offense to all you SC10 4x4 lovers, but it's crap. I mean, it's way too hard to set up, and even when you do get it set up, it's really weird, and it just go with one of these, or this one, or the 22, or not the 22, the SCTE. Then there's the Traxxas Slash 4x4, which really isn't a race truck. It's a lot more of a bash truck. I'm not saying you can't bash this one or the SCTE, because you can bash the living hell out of these, but they're more specifically orientated towards being a race truck. The Slash, on the other hand, a bash truck. So I would say I like how this drives more than the SCTE, just because I just like it more. It's my opinion, and but I'll go more into that later. So first con, the price. Second con, I would say, is that the kit, you pay $400 for the kit, and it comes with plastic wheel hexes. Erg. Thankfully, there's a very simple and cheap fix to this. It's the aluminum clamping wheel hexes from Tekno themselves, and they cost approximately $15 to $20 for all four of them, and they're aluminum and clamping, and they're nice, and they work. I didn't even run these because I ordered the aluminum ones at the same time that I had ordered the kit, so I just put those on, and it's good to have those as backup in case the aluminum ones somehow break, which I don't see that happening. But that's my one concern with this truck, and durability wise, is these. So just get the aluminum ones. Second little negative, wouldn't really call it a negative, but it's that it doesn't include these. Can't really see them on camera because they're clear, but these Lexan air guards. Pretty much what they do is, short course trucks, the reason we have so many cutouts in the back and stuff is to prevent parachuting, because our bodies are pretty much, if I can get this to stand, pretty much giant parachutes. So whenever you jump, it kind of makes the truck kind of float down. So these just kind of restrict air getting into it as much as they can. And I say that it's a negative just because it would be nice if they came with it, but it's $8 for these, and you don't even really need to pay that as long as someone at your track has them. Just trace them and cut them out of a milk carton or something like that. that's pretty much all I can find on negatives. It's a really, really good build. The manual's superb. Bag A goes to step 1. You know, it's a very thoughtful and thoughtfully written manual, and everything's just really good. Then let's get to the pros. The pros. It's really, really durable. I mean, if good luck breaking it. I lent it to my friend to drive, and I said, if you break it, I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to be impressed because it's just that durable. I mean, these arms are straight off a scale buggy, and I mean, jeez, they're durable. I mean, the chassis is, I believe it's 3 or 4 millimeters aluminum. 4 millimeter aluminum shock towers. These ridiculously large 16 millimeter aluminum threaded bodied shocks, and there is dirt getting all over my bench. So I mean, it's just really durable. It takes a beating and keeps on going. Another positive is, as I mentioned already, the 16 millimeter big bore aluminum shocks. They are ridiculously big. I mean, I'm going to grab my Associated real quick just to compare. This does not have the Associated big bore shocks. These are just like the normal bore shocks. So, just as a comparison, big bores, little ones. 16 millimeter, 10 millimeter. I mean, they are big. They are very big. And it's good. Next positive. It's got 3 diffs, one in the front, one in the middle, one in the rear. And that's what most race trucks have, but that's just a positive, I guess, because some don't. Really, really well-designed turnbuckles. As you can see, I'm going to try to find a good angle. As you can see, the ball stud goes in, and then there's a hole on the other side where you can get to the screw. It's kind of hard to see, but hopefully you get what I mean. And by the way, if my chassis looks really weird, that's because I have a homemade Gorilla Tape chassis protector, and there's some... There we go. There is some holes and stuff, but it works really well. Gorilla Tape just works as a chassis protector. I have to replace it, I don't know, every couple months or so. So it works well. The next positive would be just how well it drives. I mean, it just does so well. It corners really well. It's just perfect. I mean, it's just great. There's not a lot of words to describe it. It's just really, really nice. There's very little slop. I mean, maybe a millimeter there, and that's mostly due to the one of the screws actually being a little bit loose. I just realized this screw right here just came a little bit loose, so I'll have to tighten that back up. But that's the only slop. Really, really, really good. I mean, I just love the truck. It's really nice. One of my favorite features that not a lot of trucks have nowadays, or a lot of cars in general, are these screws right here. What they are they are droop limiters. So pretty much you screw those in, and they'll hit right here, and they'll limit the amount of droop you get. And I really like that because normally you'd have to open your shocks up, put limiters inside, and then refill your shocks and all that. Here it's as simple as putting the tool in and just turning it. So that's a great feature. I really like those. As I mentioned already, barely any slop anywhere, which is nice to see. I mean, it's hard to find slop. The manual setup is really good. I had to tweak my setup just a little bit just because I found that on my track it wasn't particularly the best setup I could get, but it was a really good starting setup, and I'm really happy with it. As I already mentioned, the manual's really well written, and the build's amazing. There's no flaws in the manual. It's really intuitive and everything. And, I mean, that's about it for the positives. There's nothing really I can say apart from buy one. Now, for who is this truck for? So this is kind of my summary slash if you should buy it or not. Of course, I can't make that decision for you, but hopefully this will give you a little bit more information. So I would not say this is for the beginner at all, because it's a kit, so most beginners will go for RTRs. But if you want to build a kit and it's your first one, this is a really good place to start if you're willing to spend the money, because this was my first kit and it's really, really good. It's a really easy build, and yeah. So if you're just starting out in RC racing and you want to get into four-wheel drive short course, I would say get a slash 4x4 and get an LCG chassis, obviously, for that. And then pick one up used if you can, just because they're cheap, they're reliable, and they're fun. That's what I started out with for four-wheel drive short course. And then if you know you like the class after that, I would say go with this over a SCTE, just for the fact that it just drives better, in my opinion. Now, what I did is I asked to borrow someone's SCTE and someone's Tekno, so I could drive them and see which one I liked more, and I just liked the Tekno more. So it's just all up to driver's preference, but personally, I think the Tekno drives better. The part support's amazing. I mean, not part support's the customer support. Sorry, that's one of the negatives, is the part support. If you don't have part support at your local track, not that you really need it, just because my track does have some Tekno parts, but I've never had to replace anything on this. It's ridiculously strong, and so yeah, I mean, if you're an avid racer and you want to get into four-wheel drive short course, this would definitely be the place to start, because even if you don't like it, you can just sell it for, I don't know, pretty good price, honestly. People are willing to pay a lot for these, and if you do like it, hey, you got like one of the best trucks on the market. If you're new to RCE, I would say maybe consider it if you're willing to spend, the dough, and if not, get a four-wheel drive Slash. So that's another video, or another review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.